Hey, it's John. For the last couple of weeks in the fish room here, it's been all about lights. For Lisa's 125-gallon planted super secret tank, we went with the Kessel A360Xs. For the 240-gallon African cichlid tank, we went with the Coralife lights that I've actually had for a long time. There's four 4-foot LEDs on that tank. I love the way it makes the blues pop and the reds pop and everything else. I do not know the model number of those lights, but I'll put a card up in the corner of the video I did for those a long time ago. For Lisa's 125-gallon discus tank that doesn't have discus in it yet, only the neon tetras, I went with the Marine Lands. These are old. I don't even remember the model number on them. Again, I'll put a card up in the corner for a video I did back in 2013 about those lights. But for today's video, we're talking all about this tank right here, the 360-gallon, the only tank in the whole fish room that has no fish in it. But they're coming next weekend. Be on the lookout for videos about that. Arowanas, stingrays, and Oscars is what we're gonna put in here, and they are gonna look magnificent. I cannot wait. They're gonna look really good under these new lights. This is the Serene kit from Current USA. Now, I gotta be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever used a Current USA product, and I am not disappointed, not in the least. I also should mention, Current sent these to me. I didn't pay for these, but I did explain to them that when I do a review on these lights, I'm gonna be honest about it. If there's something that I don't like, I'm gonna say it, and you just have to know that going in. And they said, good, because we don't want you doing a video lying about our products. We want you to be honest. So I like that. I like that about them. So what I have on here is two of the 6-foot Serene kits. It was two complete kits. Now I took full unboxing footage of it, but unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, because if you remember a month and a half or so ago, my hard drive crashed and I lost everything. Well, unfortunately, I've been sitting on these lights for a while. They sent them to me a while back before I even had the tank. So I had to wait for the tank to get here. Then we had to wait to get it all set up. So I've had these for a while, and I took that footage a long time ago, and then my hard drive took a dive, and now here we are. So I don't have a lot of unboxing footage of it, but I do have a whole lot of footage installing it, at least a little bit. So let's take a look at the footage that I have of installing this thing, putting on those brackets. The brackets are one of my favorite things about this, putting the lights up above the tank. They're not sitting on the lids or anything like that. I like that a lot. Again, first time I've experienced that, and then I experienced it again right after that when Kessel sent those goosenecks. But anyway, very, very cool. I like that a lot. I do have unboxing footage of the brackets, but does that really matter? Is that exciting to watch unboxings of brackets? Probably not. But anyway, take a look at what I do have. It's a pretty simple process of installing these things. And you know, we'll talk about it. Let's watch it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. All right, so I have the camera in my hand here. It's not even on a Joby pod, and I'm terrified because there's no lids on here yet. They're coming. They're supposed to be here this week, but you know, we'll have to see about that. But I wanted to give you a close-up look of the installation of these lights. I love it. I love the way it looks. It's very clean, the way it installs up there above the tank like that. I like it a lot, and it'll look even better when there is lids on this thing and fish swimming around. But these brackets, as you saw, they're pretty easy to install. Now, let me squeeze back here and show you this. I don't know that I'm gonna leave these here. but I just set the speakers in place. Yes, this is a light system that has speakers. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But again, this is a very clean installation. I like it a lot. I've got the wires all zip tied in place and stuff like that so that it looks good. And then I mounted the two controllers right here. My only complaint so far, where we are in the conversation here, is that these controllers, it's like, I don't know the differences between remotes. It's like infrared or whatever. You have to be pointing it directly at the controllers there in order to get the remote to work. If we walk over here to the Coralife, I've got my remote mounted here. So here we are. Okay, I'm pointing at the tank, but I'm actually going to take the remote and point it that way. Boop, I can turn it right off. It doesn't have to be pointing directly at it, where with these it does. Now, I mean, it's a nitpick. I know it's a nitpick thing, but you know, you have to be pointing directly at the controllers. With a 3-foot deep tank like this, there wasn't really any way to mount the controllers at the front. Plus, I didn't want them on the front. So, you know, a minor nitpick that is certainly not a deal breaker for me. If I was paying for these, it would not be like, oh, well, I don't want them because I have to point the remote at the controllers. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. But this, I just put a little bit of Velcro on here. This is not how the lights come, okay? So I just did that. Whatever, some Velcro, stick it on there, just makes it easy to do that. I've done that with all of the remotes on here. But again, very, very clean. I love the modern look of it. Usually, I'm glad I thought of this. If you're going to get a system like this, normally you would not need 4 of these brackets. You should only need 3, but the problem here is if you look, you can't really see it. Let me get way up there. I don't have the microphone pointed at me anymore. There is a overflow box behind here, behind the tank, and it's the width of that space right there. So I wasn't able to put one of these brackets dead center. If I could put it dead center, it wouldn't have been a problem. The lights would have been fine. But since I had to put it off center, it looked really weird and it wasn't supporting the lights properly. They were leaning. So I just got another one. And now there's 4 brackets on there. So just know that going in, if you are going to get this system and you're going to get 2 of the lights, you need the brackets and you need the brackets that have the extenders. Let me show you the extenders here. If you're just going to have one of these lights, the bracket comes to here. But if you're going to mount 2, there is this extender, which is from here to here. That's something that is an extra thing. You have to order the brackets with those extenders. Now, that's because I put 2 on here. I don't even know. I think you could probably fit 2 without the extender. In fact, I know you can. But it would only be to here, and I wanted to get this out farther in the tank to light the tank better, so we get all the way midway in because of those brackets. So anyway, I'm running my mouth. Let's talk a little bit more about something that's really special and kind of unique, very unique, not kind of, very unique to this system. All right, so I had to squeeze my fat butt back here, but this is what I was talking about that is very unique to the Serene kit. But I'm not using it for what I should be using it for. This light bar right here is what makes my wall look blue behind the tank, which I really like. I think it's a really cool effect, but it's actually for something different. That light bar is one of the unique things about this Serene system, and it's a really cool thing about it, but unfortunately it's something that I was unable to use, and I'm gonna explain why. What they include with the Serene kit is this. This is a background. This is a thin film. It's like a frosty film. I don't know what it's made of, but it's actually made of a very particular material that reflects color. So here's the deal. Here's what you do with it. You take this background. Again, it's included in the Serene kit. You mount that to your background, and then what that light bar does is it creates color effects on the background of your tank, which is awesome. I love it. I love the look of it. You can have your background be pink one day and purple the next day and blue the day after that, red, green, all different kinds of colors. It's very, very cool. hopefully I have found some footage of this that I'm actually putting over my face right now, that you can see the effects of this. It's very neat. Hopefully Mike gave me permission. I'm showing you now some footage from AquaPros where he has this on the back of his 160 gallon tank, and it looks very, very cool. I love it. I was really excited to use that, but unfortunately they only sent me a 6-footer. They're 6-foot lights. It's a 6-foot system. They sent 6 feet of this film. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I'm not mad at anybody. I was in a hurry to get this thing up and running, and I went ahead and painted the background black. But I wasn't gonna just dump that light bar. It's too cool for that. So instead, I stuck it behind there, and it's a really cool effect. It lights up the wall, and it looks great on Tank Talk Live. If you're not familiar with what Tank Talk Live is, Lisa Marie and I live stream every Thursday night at 9 p.m. and this is part of the backdrop for me. Those other tanks we looked at earlier are behind Lisa in those videos. So it's a cool effect during the live stream, just something to mix things up a little bit. I don't know. Very, very cool. But anyway, I probably, in all honesty, I probably would have painted the background black anyway. My plan was I was going to put this on and I was going to use it and have a lot of fun with it, but I kind of knew I was going to end up painting the background black anyway. And it has nothing to do with this system. It's more the fish that I'm going to have in there. I didn't know if it would be the best look because I'm putting silver arowanas in there and stingrays and Oscars, and I just didn't think that that would jive with those fish. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but in a planted tank or a heavily scaped tank, it is amazing looking. But in a tank that's bare like that, I don't know. I never got a chance to see what it looked like, but I'm sure it would have been amazing. I probably would have gone ahead and changed it up down the road though. So again, that's not a dig on the system. It's just my situation. All right, I'm moving the camera around all over the place, but there's a specific reason why I want to talk about the Serene sound feature on these lights. It's something when I heard about it, I was like, sounds a little gimmicky, sounds a little weird. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be into something like that, but I gotta tell you, it works, and it works well. It's actually very, very cool. I don't know how much I'll use it, but it's nice. And I'm gonna be honest with you. We were out here today working and setting up lights and doing all of this stuff, and I had it on, and I just felt good. I don't know. Maybe it was because I had a long day yesterday, and maybe it's because last night's Tank Talk Live was a complete disaster, but my fault, not anybody else's. I don't know. I felt at peace. I felt relaxed. It was cool. So I want to show you those, or let you hear those. I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod again. We're gonna go up there and get close to it so that you can hear it. I think you'll find it's pretty cool. It's not like music or anything. It's just like ambiance, and it's nice. Okay, so the first one we're talking about here, I've just got this pointed straight at the speakers. This is the stream. I don't know if that shows up on camera there. This button here, it's the stream. It's stream sound effects. There also is kind of some music that goes with it too. And it's, I don't know, it's very refreshing. This one is the one that we were listening to earlier. And it is the Stargate, or is it Stargaze? My old eyes are having a hard time listening or reading it. But this is the one that, I don't know, it just made me, oh. I don't know, is it just me? It's also, it's kind of a little creepy. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Okay, enough of that. Now we've got the Thunderstorm. And I think this one takes a little bit to build, but it's kind of cool because the light itself has all the programmable features, and you can set it to be a thunderstorm, the lighting of a thunderstorm, where you get little lightning bolts and flashes and things like that. And to have this on, yeah, that would sound kind of cool. I don't know about you, but I love listening to a thunderstorm. This would put me to sleep, no problem. And then this is Forest. Not Forrest Gump, no, this is the sound of a forest. It's primarily a cricket, and you know how I feel about crickets. They drive me nuts during Tank Talk Live, but anyway, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna have the Serene ambiance playing in the background from this point on instead of some kind of fancy music. But like I said, I don't know what it is. It's very relaxing. And you know, from what I've read, Current did a lot of studies to find out the best kind of sounds and ambiance to use. They nailed it with this one. As far as I'm concerned, this is the only one that really needs to be on there. It's very cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm a weirdo, but I like it. It sounds very cool. And I just feel like if you're coming out to the fish room, which is where you want to go to relax and just enjoy yourself with your fish, to have something like this in the background, it just works. So anyone who is thinking that this whole idea with the speakers and all is a corny, gimmicky thing, which is kind of what I thought in the beginning, give it a chance because it's kind of cool. And I don't know how much I'm going to play these while we're out here. I'm never going to do the cricket one. I'm not going to lie to you there. But I don't know. But it's really cool to have. And I guess it's a conversation starter when your friends come over. So I've been keeping fish for a long time, probably longer than a lot of you watching this have been alive. And in that time, I've used a ton of different lights, all types of DIYs. I was putting lights on aquariums before there were such thing as LEDs. I've used it all. This is by far one of my favorites. Am I gonna say it's the best light I've ever used? Well, I would have until those Kessels came. I mean, the Kessels are absolutely amazing. These are also amazing. Now, one of the things I'm gonna be honest about, I'm not 100% sold that the two 6-footers are enough for an 8-foot by 3-foot tank. I don't know yet. The true tell is gonna be when the fish are here and they go in there, I wanna see what they look like in there. If it's not lit up enough, then I might entertain the idea of moving those lights to one of the 6-foot tanks and getting something else for that. Doesn't mean that the lights aren't good, it just means that they're 6-foot lights, it's an 8-foot tank. I don't know. But the sides being darker, you can see it right there. Sides are a little bit darker. It's not horrible. It's kind of a spooky kind of a look. I kind of like that, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it forever. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that for the long haul with this, but right now they are in there and they're staying for a good long while. Tried to convince Lisa after all of these videos are done to let me switch, but she was like, no, no way. Those Kessels are hers and she's not switching. But you know what? I love these lights. I'm gonna be honest with you. The remote is easy to use. I was very intimidated by it when I first looked at it, but when you learn it, it's actually very simple. Different sections of the remote for different things. It doesn't have a big fancy screen or anything on it, but it's very simple to use. It's just touch a button and it works, and I like that. There's all the different programs. You can have thunderstorms, you can have it come on at a certain time, programs, all of these things where it comes up real slow and then goes you understand what I'm saying, right? Like the daylight, it comes up slowly and then it goes down slowly at night and all of this. You can program all of those things. It's awesome. And then you add this little ambiance in the background. It's very, very cool. I am a huge fan of these lights. Can you tell? I like them a lot. And I'm gonna continue using them. I just don't know for how long on that tank. That's just me being brutally honest. I just don't know. But they're on there and they're not going anywhere for a long time. Now there's only a couple of cons that I'm gonna say about these. One of them, I already said it, is the remote thing. That's being over the top nitpicky. I'm sitting here drooling over these Kessel lights. There isn't even a remote for those. That has a wired controller. It's no big deal, it's fine. I mean, I like that. It's actually a really nice one. This is a really nice remote. It has to be straight line of sight kind of thing with the remote, that's being overly nitpicky. I get it, but you know, if you have to find cons, that's going to be it. And the only other thing that is going to scare people away from these lights is the price. And you know what? Everything in life, whether it's automobiles, tools, fish keeping equipment, it doesn't matter what it is, you absolutely get what you pay for. And if you think these are expensive, whew, the Kessels, that's a whole nother league right there. But you know what? When you get to this level of elite lighting, it comes at a price, and it's not cheap. So if you are someone that is very frugal and you're doing all of this on a very tight budget, you might not be able to swing these, and that's understandable. You might have to go with a cheaper option and then come to these later on. I totally get it. But for these, for the money, which of course we know it, I didn't pay it, but you understand what I'm saying. For the money, is it worth it? Absolutely. Because the lights are magnificent, they are super bright, they do all kinds of fancy things. You've got that background and the backlight, which is really cool. And if you don't want to use that, you can light up your wall behind your tank like I've done. All kinds of cool stuff with this light kit, and it absolutely makes it worth it, no doubt. So yeah, there you go. Did you think I was gonna do a bad review if it was terrible? If I didn't like the lights at all and I thought they were trash, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do a video about it because I don't have time to do a video talking bad about something. I only want to talk about things that I like, and that's why I'm doing this. So yes, I absolutely love these lights. I would recommend them to anybody. They are a little bit pricey. You got to know that going in, but you know what? Everybody's raving over the Fluval 3.0s. That's a great light too. I've got one in the other room. They're amazing. It's not far off from there. In fact, when I priced these, it was for the 6-foot versions. I didn't even look at the 4-foot versions. So a 4-footer might not even be much more expensive than the Fluvals. You do not have to buy these lights with all of the other stuff. If you don't want the backlighting and you don't want the background and the speakers and all that kind of stuff, you can just get the light. It's no big deal. You don't have to get the brackets either. Just get the regular old light like you would for the Fluval 3.0, and they're probably very comparable in price there. So anyway, I am running my mouth way too much, but I am a big fan of these lights. Thank you so much to Current USA for sending these lights to me. You're gonna be seeing them for quite a while on this tank, and I hope that I have done the lights justice because they are magnificent. I love them, and I definitely recommend them to anybody looking for aquarium lights. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you got something out of it, do me the favor of clicking that subscribe button. That way you can see this ugly face again when I put up another video. We've got 10 things coming back September 1st, which at the time of putting up this video is 2 weeks from now. Very excited about that. And again, with what's happening next weekend, we're meeting up with a bunch of other YouTubers. We're going to get fish for this tank and another tank. It's going to be a blast. You're not going to want to miss that. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you ring that bell so that when the videos do go up, you get a notification for it. Anyway, I've run my mouth way too much for one day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.